I-26 male thinks my wife, 25 female, is or was cheating on me with her cousin.
Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started.
I-26 male thinks my wife, 25 female, is or was cheating on me with her cousin. Alright, it's a long one, so bear with me. This situation happened about 2 weeks ago, and I've gone from fully trusting her to deeply doubting her. My wife and I met when I was 19, and we fell in love quite quickly. She had a 4-month-old child from a previous relationship. That father hasn't been in the picture since I've known her. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a father, but I have a genetic disorder I don't wish to pass on, so adoption was just great with me. Anyhow, we've been just like your normal family every day since then. We got married last year. She was never super close with her family, but she did have a pair of cousins she was always kind of close to. And I had lots of fun getting to know them, and they seemed like decent people. She did mention that one of them, Max, we'll call him, had one day where like 12 and 13 tried to kiss her, but she ran off. I asked her if she ever told anyone, and she said she talked it up to him, being stupid kid. We see him on Christmas every year, and he seems like a normal dude. I actually like him as her family. It's a bunch of stuffed shirts, and he's down to earth. Recently, they've reconnected and gone to a few family functions. We own one car, and since I needed it for work, he picked her up and drove her to these things. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary about this. They are cousins after all. Her behavior really didn't make any obvious changes. However, randomly, as I was watching TV one night, she came in and mentioned that I had a friended girl from my place of work. I accepted a friend request. We're a pretty open couple, and things don't usually offend us. For instance, she'll remark on an attractive guy and make some sort of lewd remark, and I think nothing of telling her this woman was the new office. She didn't accuse me of cheating, but it felt like she was about to, which has never happened before. The reason I mention this is because I've read cheater accuse their partner as a projection or something. Anyway, these family outing were legit. The whole family post pics of them on Facebook, and a wife sends pics from the outings. There were 2 of these events, and each time wife came home and was like a robot. Sex seemed normal, if not quieter than usual, but as she suffers from depression, she often gets scolded every so often, and when I asked her if she was doing all right, she chalked it up to that. Well, 2 weeks ago, she leaves for work, and as it was my day off, I put her around the house, dropped the boy off at school, and came home to check my email. On Facebook, I saw that I had a message from her cousin. He and I had recently discussed going out to see farm team baseball game, and I thought he was getting back to me. The message reads, "I'd like to see you on your knees." I was confused as hell until I realized that my wife was still signed in and it was her he was talking to. I wanted to kill him. I instantly rushed and read through their chat log, and it's filled with him creeping on her. And while she's saying things like, "But I'm married," and "No, I'm married," these read like very thin no's, like she's saying no because she has to, not because she wants to. I'm disgusted and absolutely floored about it. But since none of them mention anything happening yet, and she's denying him, albeit kindly, I can't exactly say she's cheating. Well, when she gets home and our son is put to bed, I confront her over the situation. She instantly breaks down into hysterics and tears, saying things like, "I didn't do anything. I didn't know how to tell you. I was just hoping he stopped." Now, she and I both suffered childhood sexual abuse from family friends. We both went to years of therapy for it, and for that reason, we have a very good communication skills when it comes to comfort and boundaries. and how to express ourselves about unwanted advances. I love her, and I wanted to believe her in that he was just being a creep, but the way she didn't tell me and acted seemingly normal leads me to believe something else was going on. I told her that I believed her and asked her if I could message him to tell him to back off, and how disgusted I am that they are cousins, or if she should prefer to tell him and handle it herself. She first expressed that she would tell him that I knew and not to call her, but he resolve cracked as she was confident this would just stop. I was furious about that, but didn't express it and told her that, knowing she wasn't going to, I was going to give him a peace of mind. This is my wife. If she's being harassed, I will end it. And if she's not being harassed, she's cheating on me, so I messaged him. He saw it, but made no reply. The wife says I should have let her handle the situation and told her that there was no way I was going to keep quiet in the face of this. She seemed to understand and express in the end that I was probably right to confront him because she didn't know how. All seemed to return to normal, but 3 days later, I come home and she's crying. I asked her what's wrong, and she said, "It's Max. You should have let me handle it." I messaged him yesterday and he won't talk to me. We had a conversation again, but me not sitting idly by when somebody is harassing my wife, she gave me a look. It wasn't much, and it was only for a second, but it gave me the impression that she didn't consider it harassment. We end the discussion in agreement that I handled it how any man would handle it. 2 days later, I'm coming to bed late, like 2 a.m. As I was finishing up some work, I hear her on the phone with somebody kind of chuckling. This is not normal. Told me it was her mom and had something to do with our kid's birthday, which I didn't buy. But at this point, I've begun playing stupid so I can observe the situation from a place where she feels comfortable. The next day, she is crying again, and at this point, I've really had it. She's been unstable for 2 weeks now. When I ask her if this is about Max again, she says she tried to call and apologize for not handling the situation herself, and that he still isn't talking to her. I admit it. I snapped. I told her that either he was abusing her or she was cheating on me, and it got them. One couch tonight, obviously. I wanted to believe her, but I'm not a moron. I'm essentially laying her with my finger on a button, waiting for some solid truth. If this is what's feeling more and more like, I'm about to go 95,000 megaton nuclear on the both of them. Sorry for the length, I just don't know what I can do from here on out.